Hello. It's darker than usual because something is in front of my TV that usually gives off the light. It's good to see you, but I don't really have anything to say. I knew the day would come. Um so it's funny because well, I guess I do have something to say. All right. So I can't really say too much, but it's been a while since I've been here, and I've been just trying to stay busy, and I have. I've done a great job at staying busy. Um, does anybody else, like, if I make a purchase on one item and it's more than $150, I always get like real sick for a while. Okay. So, I recently just bought Aaron a new bed. I purchased a new bed for Aaron. Put her together all by myself. It's huge. Um, and I look at it every time. It's only been set up for 2 days, among other things. Excuse me. It totally changed the dynamic of the house getting that bed because last year I bought some cubbies for his room, and he no longer needs those cubbies due to this bed. And so I brought those downstairs. And I got like a new cat tree, right? It's a box. It's a litter box cat tree thing. Okay, so the cat tree thing and the bed, those are things that are in Aaron's room, and then I took some of his other pieces and brought them downstairs. So now my house is suddenly really full. Like the only room that's not really completed is my room, and I don't have curtains. I mean, this is a curtain in my room, um, but Aaron's room is like a some kind of little banner thing, and there's nothing to cover the or excuse me, nothing to cover the windows um, downstairs. But suddenly my house is really full and like really complete in a way that I haven't seen it in a long time now. Before I left Whitehall, the only room, yet again, that was not complete, like with its furniture, was my room. Excuse me. So we're now back to that point where, the house is complete the way I want my furniture and all that stuff. I have it. And, um, yeah, I know. Everybody always talks about how dark it is. This is the time of day in which I choose to do videos, and I'm just chilling in my bed. Um, well, actually, even the time of day doesn't matter because my my curtain is gray. But anyway, um, so now I have like all this stuff in my house, and my house is full, and I'm now at this point. I'm now in this point of almost being complete again, and made this major purchase on Aaron's bed and stuff, and like I am genuinely sick. I'm genuinely sick. Like looking at it, I've walked around. I've actually driven myself crazy because it's been over a month now. I did some random deep cleaning of my house, and so now all of a sudden I'm like really stuck on trying to keep it looking that way when it wasn't. It was never bad. It was never bad anyway. Like I just like created even higher standards for myself. Um, One, to keep myself busy too, because you know all I do is appointments, stuff for Aaron, you know, and like I go and handle my business all the time. And sometimes when I handle my business, I take myself to lunch, you know, or something like that. But um, yeah. So now I just sit and I just like run around and try to keep everything looking how it looked when I did that. When it was, when my neighbor walked in and saw what I did, which was not much. It was much, but it wasn't much, right? All the things that I did were things that nobody could see, like, you know, cleaning out a closet, you know, wiping down the inside of a cabinet. Nothing anybody could see, but now I'm like obsessively doing that. Or ironing the end of my rug. St- Stupid shit. Okay? And I just randomly stopped. Like I just randomly just started doing this shit. I'm sick. Um I got my plants. The petunia. Wow. The petunia bloomed so beautifully. And then it rained for like 2 consecutive days and complete. um the echinacea has a fungus. So I worked on that. I'm assuming it's the same one the mum had. They were very close together. They were very close. So uh I think I think the mum got the echinacea sick. So they are now separated. And in fact, all of them are in the front of the house right now so that they can get their full sun, because that's what the problem is my back porch is very shady due to the walnut tree, and there's a few like I can't tell if they're pine or evergreens, but there's some trees there with needles, and so they don't get enough sun, causing them to mold. Some of the other plants back there do okay in the shade. Um, and you could see if I move them up front, you could see where they do like being up front. You could see the difference. But like if you leave them on the back porch for a couple days, nothing happens to them. They don't mold. They don't do anything. Uh, they might wilt a little bit, like on that third day. It's like, oh, you need some sun. You need some full sun. Let's put you in a full sun. You'll be all right. And then they perk back up, and then you throw them back on the back porch again for a couple days. Um, yeah. So I just randomly got really into dealing with my plants. Um, I think the last video, which nobody really watched, but it was like a 6-minute video, and because I'm not posting a lot, then of course it changes how many people hit my algorithm, which I'm fine with. I never really wanted to be famous. I just wanted somebody to hear me, you know. So, the last video I showed off my flowers, and that was just like a day or two before that petunia hit full bloom. It was so nice. The mum, there's like 6 blooms on there, and I cut off the majority of it. It does have new blooms, but they haven't bloomed yet. So I don't even know how that one's gonna go, because it's very leggy, meaning that it doesn't get enough sun. But I don't really have this, like, I can't put my plants in front because, like, the reason I don't have them up front all the time is because we're not supposed to have them like on the sidewalks and stuff. And you run a risk for the landscaping to come in and throw it out. if it's in the grass or like, where my shrubs are and stuff, you could put stuff there, but you run the risk of them throwing it out if they can't get around it and stuff like that. I'm not doing that. So that's why I'm having so much trouble with the mum, because there's really not a spot for it to go where it's not in the way. And the other two plants that I have out there need that sun more than the mum technically does. Anyway, I'm going way deep into my gardening. At least I'm doing it, okay? So I'm like doing a lot uh, over the last couple of weeks, moving stuff around in my house, seeing my house in this state of being like complete, or at least I don't have any pictures up yet. Now I do have my wall of art from the kids and things like that. All kinds of kids, all the children who've been in my house have something on my wall. Natanya has things on my wall. Aaron, obviously, this is his house. Stuff is on the wall. So that goes up. That leads up to the stairs. I got a few like therapy stuff on the wall, kid stuff, but I don't have like any pictures or anything. So or like artwork that are from non-child artists. I don't know how to put that, because I'm not saying the kids aren't artists or that their work isn't good or anything, but you know what I mean, like decor, true decor. I don't really have any of that, so I think that might be, my next step. Uh, yeah, that, and I mean, doing my room. So my room is the next to get some furniture if I so choose. I'm cool with my simple life of not having anything, but it's not like I don't have a wish list, you know. But what comes with being at this level now of having this level of completion in my house is anxiety, because the last time I got this far with the stability in my house, everything fell apart. I was so close. Maybe it'll fall apart again, I realize that a lot of people, I understand. Uh, I understand people's perspective of me, and I understand that. So let's talk about. So I said that I was waiting, and I was told to wait, that I was led to wait. And I really couldn't figure out what I was waiting on, you know? And I heard melodies from heaven in a reading. That's what they said. They said 45 days. On the 45th day, something did in fact happen, but it's not what I expected, or it's not what I foresaw, you know? And now I'm waiting again. I didn't see that coming at all. Like, what I was waiting on. All right. I'm trying to say something without saying too much, because this is one of those moments when I can't. Okay. But I've been paying attention to how things go, like I went to physical therapy a couple years ago, and with this back pain, right? And I'm going from doctor to doctor. My primary refers me over to physical therapy. Physical therapy refers me over to the podiatrist. The podiatrist forwards me over to orthopedic, and then orthopedic sends me back to therapy, right? And when I'm in therapy this time, we resolve the issue. But I got mad and, I got frustrated sometimes because, like, oh my God, I'm going through this process. And then when they x-ray, they only x-ray a little bit at a time. First your lumbar, then your lower, then, oh wait, let's go back down to your hip and let's go, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't just, how about you just take a full x-ray? And then you can see all problems. You know what I'm saying? They don't function that way. So, the roundabout of this whole process of fucking trying to get that together, right? Or like the issue with therapy in general. I get to the therapist. I have a therapist. They're actually not trained in anything that they're doing with me, but they're doing it with me. And then um that therapist leaves, and then I have to wait on a wait list, and then I get with a therapist. Okay, to go back to physical therapy. Why is all of this happening like this? Why is this all going so slow? None of this fucking shit makes sense. Okay, from I don't know, there was a point where 606 came up, and I actually like had a small back and forth with a reader. She still has the same name. She is not rebranded, about what 606 meant. And, then I came back like, I don't know why I'm arguing about that. Angel numbers are philosophy, and philosophy is an interpretation of your own understanding, really, in my opinion. I don't think that might be the right. It's just like a series of beliefs based off of observation. So there's some people who believe 606 means this. There's some people who believe it's 606. When you look it up, that's what it's for. That's what it is, type thing to me. So one person looks it up, 606 means something to them. When it comes up on their algorithm, 606 comes up something different for me. And I was getting 606, just focus on the uh, stability of the family, your mental health, yada, yada. So that is what I've been instructed to do. I get that one all the time, and that's what I'm doing. Um, but why is all this stuff is just taking me around about, and it seems like I'm going in a circle, and they're fucking taking all this long time to do this stuff? Well, for starters, the physical therapist that I was was assigned to, and many other people within that building, didn't when I first emerged there, they didn't even have the training to do the physical therapy that I needed when I got there the first time. So going in this roundabout, in this loop of, oh my God, I'm going to this doctor, and nobody can help me. And then finally putting me back in that same spot. They've already worked with me. They already know what the issues are. And now they have the proper I had just had to wait. I had to go through that roundabout because they couldn't help me in the first place. I had to wait 2 years because they couldn't have helped me in the first place. They just obtained, like, I'm one of their first patients for that issue. That particular therapist, not all of them, but that particular therapist, I was one of her first patients for this. So she just got trained on it, but she was my therapist when I first got there, my physical therapist. So she didn't even have the training to help me, but she was the one that was supposed to help me. She was so compassionate, and I appreciate her so much, right? So I did the work, and I feel much better on a day-to-day in terms of my back, but it took 2 years because the person that was meant to help me was not equipped to help me that time. So when I sit and I look at all these things and how they're going and why is it going that way, or what is it I'm waiting on? What is it I'm waiting on? I thought it was something else. It was this. So, I go into therapy, mental health therapy, new therapist, very excited about this new therapist. I've been saying that since I started with her. Um, on day 45, something happened. Okay, like I said, I was waiting for something, and from that point, ultimately my watching tarot has diminished a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, because uh, again, like I said, what I see, what I experience in the tarot world is definitely real. And so, like I said, I heard it. It was almost, it's really weird because I had mentioned I'm waiting to hear something. I watch so much tarot because I'm waiting to hear something, and I would listen to new readers, and like more would pour into my algorithm. Um, and there was one in particular, like I had to get her out of my algorithm because I I did once I revealed what I heard, I didn't want anybody to like go after her or anything. But she said melodies from heaven, something about 45 days. Y'all don't know me. I know this person doesn't know me. I got her out of my algorithm so that I would never ever like accidentally say something on her shit or anything. She said 45 days, and on the 45th day, something did happen. And the thing about it is, I know that I am not perfect, and I know that um, I could be an issue as well. So sitting and waiting to see what happens, but still being fine with whatever the outcome is, has been difficult. Hold on. From that point, so from 45 days, it has now been almost exactly 45 days. So I heard melodies from heaven. Now, like I said, I didn't know what I was listening for. I was just told to listen and to watch and to keep working on myself. And I've done that. Now the problem comes where I just want to fix everything all the time. I want to iron my rug. My therapist was noting that when I come into therapy, I always tell her what I did wrong first instead of celebrating the things that I do, but it's because I'm in the constant state of trying to just fix it, fix it. um, who knows what'll happen, but yeah. I'm gonna go to bed now because I don't really, I'm not, everything I just said really didn't have anything, any meaning to it. I wasn't here for 9 days. Here I am. I was focusing on fucking gardening and perfecting my house to the point in which I drove myself insane. And I'll probably sit here tomorrow not knowing what the fuck to do because everything's done. Well, actually, I got to this point so I could paint. Funniest thing, we were talking about my method of media when I do artwork, which has been a long time, but not really. Like, I've dabbled. This is the season where I do some painting because I like to paint pumpkins instead of carving them. Aaron is actually interested in carving this year, so we'll do a couple carvings, but I like to paint my pumpkins. And so every couple months I break out something. Around Mother's Day, we did some painting. So it's been a while since I painted, but that's not actually my form. I like, excuse me, I like oil paints. I like oil painting. When I was young, that's what I would do. I like to oil paint. I didn't like regular acrylic paint or water paints. I really hate water paints. I'm gonna be real with you. Water paints are the worst invention in the world. And I'm not kidding, and I am kidding because I have seen some really good artwork with water paints, but I myself am not a fan of water painting. I'm an oil painter, and I haven't done it since God knows when. But I noticed that When I do paint, I always paint like kind of the same thing. Trees and a sunset. But the point of that story was, um, my therapist was asking me about, what do you like to do? Well, I have every type of thing that you need. I got crayons, I got colored pencils, I got markers, I've got water paints, I've got acrylic paint, little sponges, different types of uh, paintbrushes and all that. I just don't have oil paints. Um, that's what I said to her, and I was like, that's literally the only thing I really actually enjoy is the oil painting, but it's been a very long time since I've done it. I've done all these other forms because, I have a child, and that's, you try and teach them other forms of art, you move them up and you're doing different stuff. Well, we have like a very extensive art set. It came, how they come in like a big wooden thing, and it's got the top, and the top is like usually like crayons and your um, oil paints, and then the second drawer is markers or whatever, and colored pencils is the third drawer. So this entire time I've had oil paints, I have been hiding them from myself and not even like remembering that they were there. Um, every time we would pull that thing out, I would tell Aaron not to open the oil paint side because I didn't want him to mess with those. I wanted to use them for myself, but I forgot that. So we pull it out. We're about to do some coloring or something, and he opens that side. He's like, "Oh my god, I have fucking oil paints. I forgot." So I bought a couple canvases. I bought well, some of the other things I bought can't be oil painted. They need the acrylic paint, but I've given myself a few options to do. There's also like the library had some, excuse me, the library had, oh shit, I just got hit with 27, 27, 22, 55. So I'll take a look at that in a second. But the library had some bookmarks. So I took a couple of those that I plan on not laminating, but putting some tape over and making for Aaron. That's probably what I'm gonna dabble in this week, but maybe not. I'm not sure. So far, I only have like 2 appointments this week, so I should be able to find the time for it. Um, I have been sleeping okay. I'm late. I'm going to bed late tonight, but about the last 3 days, I have been going to bed very early. So sometimes I feel like I sleep a little bit too much, and I try to make up for it by like being up at right now late because I went to bed early. So went to bed early, woke up early too. These last couple of days I've woken up very early, like 7, 8 o'clock. Of course, never mind. I was about to start talking about the cats. I said I was going to bed. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay. Y'all have a good evening.